If you want to build this model for yourself, I have instructions available on my Patreon, just $3.50 a month. As many of you guessed, these three are in fact a combiner trio. They're meant to be an homage to IX Rollout IX's old Sky Terra King creation. If you're unfamiliar with the original Sky Terra King, I'll have the videos linked in the description. I'm sure once you see them, the similarities will become pretty obvious. You have a land animal in light gray, a sky animal in dark gray with yellow and red, and a sea animal in black and blue. In universe, I'm not sure what the lore would be here. Are they alternate versions of the trio from a different universe? The original trio's siblings? Or maybe they're evil clones? Honestly, I couldn't tell you. Regardless, I think these three make a pretty cool team. They all have such distinct proportions, which complement each other and help to visually inform you of their team dynamic. For all three members, I intentionally chose very large animals, so they could conceivably be in scale with each other. Having said that, I have no clue if an elephant, a Quetzalcoatlus, and a giant squid would be even remotely close to this relative scale in real life, but I think in the cartoony world of Transformers, this scale is believable enough. While I think the Sky Terra King reference is super successful in the end, in the beginning, I didn't really set out with it in mind. Initially, Pachydoom was just meant to be a totally normal Transformer. It just so happened that while messing around with her, I discovered a pretty cool torso mode. That torso mode reminded me a lot of Sky Terra King's. It was the same color and shared some key characteristics. Instantly, I knew what I had to do, and started work on two more Sky Terra themed characters. First, I wanted to make the aquatic member. I had a basic idea for a combiner arm transformation that I had come up with a few months prior, but had never fully developed it at the time. Now that I had a new combiner started, it seemed like a perfect time to dust off the concept, and from that idea, Invertebrate was born. Lastly, I needed an air animal to form the legs. I got a couple suggestions from friends, but my favorite was easily a Quetzalcoatlus. I felt that having one prehistoric member would be a good mirror to the original Sky Terra King, which featured a T-Rex. Once I had decided on the alternate mode, the build process was surprisingly quick, and I created Quetzalchaotic. All around, I think this was probably the most painless design process I've ever gone through for a combiner. Usually there's at least one member I get majorly stuck on, but this time it was smooth sailing the whole way through. So without further ado, let's get on to the main event. It's time to combine. Now, since Pachydoom's torso mode is what inspired this whole combination, we're going to start by transforming her. And the first thing you're going to do is just come to the back and pull up the tail and just kind of get it out of the way. And then you can come to the sides here and bring down kind of the flanks of the elephant. And then bring up the head so it's just out of the way. And now we're going to take these front sections, bring them out, swing them around, kind of bring the leg out of the way. And you want to orient them just like this. So then it's the same for this one. You just bring it out and oriented it just like that. Now, effectively looking at the belly of the elephant, you can come to the head and swing it all the way around like that. And you can just get these rear legs out of the way so that the elephant head can swivel around. And you want to make sure it's nestled up as far as it'll go. Just like that. Now we're going to come to what were the front legs of the elephant and just rotate each half so that the curved slope is on the inside, and then those will kind of just come in like that. It's a curved slope on the inside, and just fold it in. Same thing on this side, curved slope to the inside, fold it in, curved slope to the inside, fold it in. And finally, it's time to form the head. So you're going to take these rear chunks of the elephant, spin them around, and bend them 90 degrees. You can see there's that red revealed, and it will come together to form the face of the combiner. Then you just come to these limbs and spin them around so that the curved slope is in the inside, and they will form the iconic Sky Terra King horns, or I guess in this case, Sky Terra Queen horns. And there you have Pachydoom in her torso mode. Next up, we have Invertebrate, who will form the arms, and you just want to kind of come to the top here and very carefully tear her in half. So now we have half of Invertebrate, and we're going to want to kind of just bring the tentacles up and out of the way. And then you can fold her body right at that point. Then you want to take her lower leg, spin it 90 degrees, bring down the foot, bring up the heel, and then this other heel will fold around to be a thumb. And you have the hand. Then finally, you're just going to spin around these tentacles so that they can form a bit of shoulder flare. And it's the exact same on the other side. Just, bring out the tentacles, fold down the torso, spin the leg, rearrange the feet parts to be a hand, and spin the tentacles and arrange them nicely to be shoulder pads. There you go. And lastly, we have Quetzal Chaotic. So you're just going to take his torso and straighten it out so that it's at a right angle here. Then you can unfold the shoulders and straighten out the arms. Then take the head of the Quetzalcoatlus and bring it down and rotate this red cheese slope. And there you have a leg. Before you do the other leg, I just like to turn this cheese slope here, just like that. Then we can deal with the other leg. Just swing the shoulder around, straighten out the arm, bring down the head to be a foot, and spin around that cheese slope. Lastly, we just want to take her legs and kind of swing them up to be wings. Just like that. And there you have Quetzal Chaotic ready to combine. So now it's time to put everything together, starting with the torso and the legs. You can see there is a stud there. There's anti-studs here. And that will just peg together. And then you can kind of fold down the midriff parts here. And there you go. Now for the arms, there's studs here, anti-studs here, and they will just peg right on. Second arm is the same thing. And you have Sky Terra Queen fully combined. And here we have Sky Terra Queen combined, and I think she looks incredible. I love the proportions here, with the long, lean legs, muscular torso, and chunky hands. The ornamental tentacle shoulder pads, large wings, and head crest also help her to feel properly regal. All around, I just think it's a super cool look that definitely lives up to the name. This is Sky Terra Queen. In general, I have tried to draw some inspiration from the original Sky Terra Trio, beyond just the colors. While the individual robots all transform completely differently, the parts end up in very similar places as they did on the original King. I'll cover those similarities as we go through the model, starting with the legs. The lower body is formed by Quetzalcoatl, with her beast mode head forming a pair of flashy yellow shoes. She also forms a large wing pack for the Combiner. Just like Fairgame from the original trio, her arms form the combined mode legs, while her legs form the wings. The arms are formed from invertebrate splitting in half. This hand transformation is what initially inspired her whole design, and I think it ended up great. Just like on Undex from the original trio, one of her limbs forms the combined arm, while the other forms an ornamental shoulder flare. Lastly, the torso and head are formed from Pachydoom. Just like on Kaizor, the beast mode head ends up as a chest plate, while the robot legs form a pair of horns. One upgrade compared to the original Sky Terra King is that the Queen actually has eyes, though I suppose they're more of a visor here. For articulation, unfortunately her head can't look left and right, but it actually can look up. Then in the arms there's an outward shoulder joint, kind of a forward shoulder joint here, a bend at the elbow, a swivel under the elbow, and the fingers are individually articulated. Then for the legs, they can go in and out, forward and backwards. There's a bend at the knee that gets a little under 90. There's this ankle joint, which can bend if that's helpful, and a tilt at the ankle. I think this is a super successful Combiner team. All three members are fun individually, with good modes and enjoyable transformations. Then, when they come together, they form an awesome combined mecha. The proportions are great, and there is very little wasted mass hanging off his kibble. She's an imposing giant, and I think lives up to the Skyterra legacy. If you want to build this model for yourself, instructions are available on my Patreon, just $3.50 a month. But that's all I have for now, so I'll see you next time.